very warm welcome in my channel. My name is Alpana Verma. I'm a trainer coach and it has been a while that we are talking about parenting, how beautiful parenting is. And at the same time, it comes with a lot of challenges. Out of this, today I will be talking about lack of time. One of the major challenges that we face every day because we are working, there are many household things that we have to manage and at the same time raise our children beautifully. And have you ever thought, because there are people who stay away from their children, they are not even able to see their children. And here I'm talking about our great Indian Army. I came across a great person who has been managing parenting, staying away from them, and wanted to bring those concepts to you. They come with this major challenge because they face anxiety, separation, transfers, which is very unpredictable. Their children face the same and they have to cope up with all that. Another major challenge is that only one person handles all the responsibility because the other is serving. That one person takes care of entire thing, which is very challenging. So today I have a great person with me. He is Major Brajesh Srivastava. He is serving our Indian Army from a very long time, facing bullets in his body in Kargil war, serving many anti-militant operations, and finally serving a lot of corporates after that. Isn't it challenging? He has been great with parenting as well. So, without wasting your time, it is my honor and great pleasure. I would like to introduce to Major Brajesh Srivastava, and we will understand a lot of parenting concepts from him. So thank you so much for coming.
Hi, good morning. I am Major Brajesh Srivastava, a veteran from the Indian Army. My background has been, I've put in quite a few years of service in the Army, wherein I was posted in various situations in anti-militancy operations in the Jammu and Kashmir sector. I have also participated in the Kargil war and as an injured soldier. I have been into various operations. Let me tell you, Armed Forces is one organization which grooms a person holistically, and I am very grateful to the Army that it has groomed me into whatever I am today. Moving ahead, after my forces tenure, I have done an MBA degree from a premier institute in India, and then I worked with the corporates in India and also abroad. Currently, I'm again working as a senior professional in Toyota and enjoying my life.
Great.
I have two beautiful daughters and I am a proud parent for them, though they are grown up now,
It's great, son. And my very important major question is that what do you think parenting is all about?
Well, that's a very nice question, Alpana. And parenting, I feel, is a very complex subject. And unfortunately, it is not taught in any curriculum in a school or institute, which I strongly endorse that it should be covered in some curriculum. However, whatever parenting I have learned over these years is sheer through my experience as a parent. In the Army, we are posted across difficult locations which are called as field postings, like for example the Siachen Glacier, Jammu and Kashmir sector, anti-militancy operation areas where families are not allowed. Now, naturally, there's a separation where the children are left to peace stations with their mothers, and father seldom comes whenever he is on leave. And it is a very short window where the children happen to meet their father. So yes, lot of separation where children have so much of expectation as small children from their parents, they seek love and attention, which unfortunately they don't get. But well, there are ways and means which one has to adopt.
Well, being away from your children anytime is not a good feeling. What do you think are the concerns a parent should be worried about while they're away from their children?
Well, I would say the basic concerns that as a parent one has for children is that they should be safe and secure. They should have a very secured atmosphere where they are staying. They should be healthy, both physically and mentally. And most important is that they should be loved.
Right. Very true. Very true. What are the most common problems between parent and children? What do you think?
See, the most common problems between a parent and a child could be, though there are many, but I can enumerate a few of them. Like in my case, as I said earlier, that there's a separation, and so that causes a problem wherein the child lacks the parent's attention. So this is one problem. The other is that an unrealistic expectation from children, which generally parents have. They probably want to see them better than what they have been. And that is where the unrealistic expectation emerges. Like we all know that parents want their children to become doctors and engineers or some high-flying personality, little realizing that what are the interests of the child itself and what is the orientation of the child. Now, for instance, if a child is wanting to learn good music and wants to pursue music as his or her career option, why do we want to superimpose our expectations on them?
True.
So that is what creates a problem between parent and a child, and it causes a lot of misunderstanding and misinterpretation of ideas and thoughts.
Okay.
Apart from this, what I understand is that children, they experience a lot of turbulence at home when they see and witness parents quarreling amongst each other, having a very unpleasant relationship at home between parents and their in-laws.
True.
Or maybe if they are staying in a joint family and there are tensions between family members. So when these children, they observe all these things, they become mentally disturbed. And that is also one of the biggest problems that children face these days.
Correct. Do you think that these can be handled in a way that can be taught in any way?
I think one of the most important subjects which should be covered in schools
Or maybe colleges.
and in colleges is that there should be a proper organized curriculum on parenting. And right from the early stages, when children are in adolescent stage, they should be taught about the importance of relationship management.
Right.
Because when they become good and responsible citizens, and when they get into the natural process of matrimony or family life, they are able to give the best atmosphere to their progeny.
Correct. True. Today there's a lot of problems because nobody wants to get married due to what they have seen in past. So you think there is any impact on today's marriages due to parenting?
Yes, of course, because see, earlier times, the typical scenario was that men used to go out and work and women used to be holding the fort at home, rearing their children and looking after the household. Whereas these days it is an absolute different scenario where both the parents are working, they have to be out, and that is where challenges come in, where children are left alone. Maybe sometimes grandparents are there, but not every time. Everyone is not that lucky. Secondly, they are left on ayahs and maids. They are not given proper caring what they need. So, as I said, it is a very complex situation.
True.
And a lot needs to be thought around this.
What are the problems that children face in today's world?
Children these days, I would say, are having a real tough time. The biggest problems, like for example, are sexual abuse, gender discrimination, wherein even at home you will see, if there is a son and a daughter, parents themselves do a gender discrimination at home, wherein they'll give more weightage to the son and lesser weightage to the daughter in terms of, so there should be an equal opportunity platform. Apart from that, children do have a lack of motivation and low self-esteem. They're having problems like depressions, wherein they are always compared with other children probably who are doing well. We all have to understand and realize that every child is different and is special, and they have to be dealt with accordingly. Their temperaments are different, and one has to judge their temperament and give a there is no standard solution for every problem. Every problem is a different problem and has to be dealt with separately. Children have to be given a little authority, a little freedom and responsibility, wherein they are able to learn how to make decisions in life right from the early stages, so that when they grow up and come into the world, in the society, they are themselves good decision makers. So I feel these are the problems.
Then why do you think that parents know this, that they want to make adults into confident people, still they don't encourage them? What do you think are parents lacking, and they are not promoting these kind of qualities in children?
You see, parents themselves are unaware about all these things. They have been into the same rut right from generations. They have experienced the same thing as children when their parents also behaved in a similar authoritative manner, which was unwarranted. In today's context, where there is so much of information all around, children have become more aware of things, and the acceptability has become an issue. And the problem is not with the children, the problem is with the parents. The parents don't realize the potential and intelligence of their own children, and they always want to overindulge, overteach, preach, but when it comes to themselves, they don't want to practice it in the first place. And so it goes like a gyan rather than emulation.
Right. So you think that there should be some kind of courses or some kind of curriculum that parents should also take for some time?
Parents, it is very, very necessary for parents to, it is very, very necessary for parents to undergo these courses. Like I'll give you an example of Israel. Israel is a very organized country wherein parenting is taught right from the beginning. Right from the stage when the mother conceives a child, she's given to read a lot of books on various subjects, which gives her a lot of information herself about the worldly things and parenting. And when the child is born, right from the beginning, both the parents are told and they are aware about what all should be done when the child is in various stages. So this sort of a curriculum is the need of the hour even in India.
Right. Very true, very true.
So, what are your fears as parents and what are your expectations from your children?
See, the fear as parent is that, again, as I had mentioned earlier also, that they should be given a very safe and secure atmosphere, and if they are not, then that is a compromise
Right.
in the child's development. Second thing is that they should be loved, as I mentioned, and the expectation is very, very simple. The expectation is that the child should be given freedom to think and do whatever that person, the child, likes to do and pursue as a career. Most importantly, he or she should be groomed to become a responsible citizen of the country.
Right, very true. And to groom children, parents also need some kind of education, some kind of knowledge so that they can groom their children. Because, yeah, what do you feel?
It is very important that they are themselves, more than, they teaching their children, they should teach themselves.
First, correct.
First.
Very true, very true. So, my next question is that
What are the issues or concerns you feel should be important for children while they're growing up?
what are the things that they should learn, or what are the things that they should adapt, and what is the role of the parent in that?
The foremost important thing as per me is that there should be a character building among children. They should have a very strong character. By character I mean, if if a child has done something wrong, he or she should be bold enough to own it up. Even the successes and failures, they go hand in hand, and they should be strong to face those. Because many a times there will be situations where children will fail, or they will not be able to perform as per their own expectations. I'm not talking about the parents' expectation. I'm talking about their own expectations. But they should be strong enough to cope up with those failures.
Very true.
Apart from that, they should be physically active. Unfortunately, with the influx of mobile phones and various gadgets, children are restricted to sedentary nature of work. Whereas if they are physically active, they are playing certain games. Games, they provide a lot of character building, wherein they learn how to cope up with a loss, because in a game either a person wins or loses.
Yes, true.
They are able to relate to that. They develop a sense of camaraderie.
Right.
They develop sportsman spirit, which ultimately helps them to become good citizens.
Right.
So these are the things
Sure.
I feel.
So, what are your tips for our younger generation parents?
In the first place, as I mentioned earlier, that it is not important for parents to teach their children, but it is important that they teach themselves on various things. I'll give you a small example. We most often see that parents, when they are going on over a weekend in a vehicle with their children sitting behind, they generally they do not follow the traffic rules. Now, children are very good observers. They see all these things. So, we are inadvertently teaching our children that if you are not following the traffic rules, it is good to go. So, it is important to first learn ourselves as to what is right and what is wrong and follow that, so that the children emulate that. And second thing, I strongly endorse that there should be a course curriculum designed for parents, for young parents, as to how to deal with parenthood and how they can, right from the beginning, make good children who ultimately will become responsible citizens of the society and the country.
Thank you so much, San. Thank you for your time. Thank you. It was really wonderful having you.
Thank you so much, and I feel it was a very nice conversation, a very important one, which may benefit quite a few parents.
I think
So,
definitely it will. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Major Brajesh Srivastava from our great Indian Army, for joining us and giving us valuable insights for parenting. I'm sure this will help you to raise, and of course you will apply that in your day-to-day parenting, and it will help you to raise successful, mature, responsible adults. Please subscribe my channel for our upcoming interviews and more insights, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great time.